Today I am with the lesson F block elements or inner transition elements. In this lesson the points to be discussed are F block elements, inner penultimate shell, inner transition elements, examples, and finally we will see what are rare earth metals or rare earth elements. So let's begin. The very first point is F block elements. There is a small table underneath the main periodic table, that is lanthanide series and actinide series. This is lanthanide series or lanthanoids with 15 elements, and this is actinide series or actinoids with another 15 elements. These 30 elements are placed underneath the main periodic table. Lanthanoids and actinoids. Lanthanoids 15 elements and actinoids 15 elements. Out of these 30 elements, this is D block element, this is D block, and this is D block element. So from these lanthanoids 14 elements, and from these actinoids 13 elements. These total 27 elements are F block elements. So these 27 elements are F block elements. The definition is the elements in which last electron enters F orbital are called F block elements. For example, cerium 58. This is xenon 54. Another 4 electrons left, that is 4f2 6s2. This is the higher energy orbital, so last electron enters this orbital. So cerium is a kind of F block element because last electron enters F orbital. Here 6s is lower energy orbital than 4f. That is why last electron enters 4f orbital. So the elements in which last electron enters F orbital are called F block elements. These 27 elements are F block elements. Now the point is inner penultimate shell. Let's see which shell is called inner penultimate shell. Let's consider an atom. This is its nucleus. This is first shell, second shell, third shell, fourth shell, fifth shell, sixth shell, like this. This sixth shell, which is here, outermost shell, and this outermost shell is known as ultimate shell, and the next shell, which is inner to the ultimate shell, this is known as penultimate shell, and the next inner shell, that is the shell inner to the penultimate shell, this is known as anti-penultimate shell or inner penultimate shell. So in short, from the outermost shell, the third shell, first, second, third, from the outermost shell, the third shell is known as anti-penultimate shell or inner penultimate shell. Let's see the next point. Now the point is inner transition elements. What are inner transition elements? This is lanthanide series, except lanthanum 14 elements are F block elements, and from the actinide series, except actinium and thorium, another 13 elements are F block elements. So total 27 F block elements. From these 27 F block elements, what are inner transition elements? Let's see. This is cerium, atomic number 58. Electronic configuration is xenon, then 4f2, 6s2. The ion of cerium is xenon, 4f2, 6s0. That means these two electrons will go away. Cerium 3 plus, xenon 4f1, 6s0. This is the stable ion, and the compounds are cerium chloride, cerium oxide. Here oxidation state +3, here +3. So this is the stable ion, because the compounds of this ion are thin. And now let's see whether it is transition or not. To be transition, the element must show variable valencies and stable ion with partially filled f orbital. Let's see here. It is showing variable valencies, and the stable ion will have partially filled f orbital. F orbital, this is vacant and this is full filled. But if the electronic configuration is 1 to 13, then it will be partially filled f orbital. So this is partially filled f orbital. So cerium is satisfying both the points, that is variable valencies and stable ion with partially filled f orbital. So cerium is a kind of transition element. Now we will see why this is called inner transition element. Let's consider here. This is cerium nucleus, cerium. Here fourth shell. This is fourth shell. Another shell is here. This is fifth shell. Fifth shell, and lastly this is sixth shell. Sixth shell. So why it is called inner transition element? From the last shell, this is ultimate shell, this is penultimate shell, and this is called inner penultimate shell. This shell is containing f orbital electrons, 4f2. These electrons of f orbitals are responsible for variable valencies. That is why this cerium is called inner transition elements. Inner penultimate shell is responsible for variable valencies and to be transition element. That is why this is called inner transition element. Let's see another example. Now let's see whether this one, uranium, is transition or not. Uranium atomic number is 92. Let's see electronic configuration of uranium. This is radon. Now 5f3, 6d1 and 7s2. This is the electronic configuration of uranium 92. The ions of uranium are 3 plus. First of all 3 plus. That means radon. Then here 5f3. These 3 electrons will move away. Then uranium 4 plus, here is radon and 5f2. Another electrons will go away. Uranium 5 plus, here is radon and 5f1. Another ion is uranium 6 plus, here is radon and 5f0. So first of all, uranium is showing variable valencies. From this point, we must say that uranium is a kind of transition element. And another point is stable ion. This is a stable ion actually, but here f orbital is vacant. The compounds are uranium hexafluoride, uranyl. This is called uranyl ion. Here +6, here oxidation number +6. So it is showing variable valencies. That is why it's a kind of inner transition element, though the second point is not satisfied, that is partially filled, this is vacant. Nevertheless, it is considered transition element. And inner term is used, that is uranium. This is a nucleus, uranium. This is fifth shell, fifth, sixth, seventh, fifth, sixth, seventh. This fifth shell, this is outermost shell, this is penultimate shell, and this is inner penultimate shell. This inner penultimate shell is responsible for variable valencies mainly. That is why uranium is a kind of inner transition element. Now the point is rare earth metals. These F block elements are termed as rare earth metals. These metals or these elements are not actually rare, but these elements are spread very evenly over the earth, and that is why it is very difficult to find at one place. Considering this thing, these F block elements are called rare earth elements or rare earth metals. No more today. Thank you very much. Take care.